Honesty, passion, experience. It's Timberwolves Explosion, hosted on the Paladino Live Network. And now, your host, Paladino Joey. Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I'm your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajan. Timberwolves Explosion is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps, and I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to this show. It is a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. As, Timberwolves, the Minnesota Timberwolves have played, significantly better after a pretty crappy three-game losing streak. They didn't get a point or anything in those games like in hockey, right? Like it was to overtime or whatever the situation was. That extremely frustrating loss to the Suns. We lost to the Clippers, and of course, they lost to OKC. It just didn't work out. But since then, Timberwolves have played 4 games, and they've won all 4 of them. That's right, 4-0 this past week. Pretty dang cool. 4 games to review, 2 games to preview. Would you believe this is only episode 442? It feels like I need to record more, but yeah, maybe. Well, yeah, only 442 when you consider the podcast has been around since August 2008. Yeah, one of the oldest podcasts basically in the world, much less, it's the second oldest in Minnesota. So, yeah, second oldest podcast in Minnesota. That is, unofficial, but it's most likely official. Anyhow, Minnesota Timberwolves standing in the Western Conference at the moment. Well, in the division, we're still in third place, Northwest Division, 14-8. Not too bad. 2 games behind the Denver Nuggets, and 8 frickin' games, 7.5 games, whatever, behind the stupid, obnoxious Oklahoma City Thunder, who still only lost 1 game. That's really crazy. I don't know. They've lost 1 road game all season. Wow. Winning percentage 95.7. Anyhow, we'll get back to things. Impressive win by the Wolves, though, 15-7, or over the 15-7 San Antonio Spurs. No Wemby, though. But hey, take care of business. Just beat them. That's just win, okay? Nobody felt sorry for the Wolves if Anthony Edwards is out. Nobody feels sorry for the Wolves if this guy's out, that guy's out. Don't want to jinx anybody. Good news is the Warriors are 11-12. I love that. It's just, after all that, they're going to win the championship. They got this guy, and, they got Jimmy Butler, and da-da-da-da. Yeah, well, they're 11-12. I'm smiling. I'm very much smiling. Clippers, I don't know. I just don't know. 6-17. 6-17. That's who we're playing tonight. Yeah, notice it's a Saturday. But, yeah, we'll get back to that in about 10 seconds as to what's going on. But, yeah, 6-17. Chris Paul basically sent home. They're like, sorry, dude, that's it. Just go away. You're not going to play for us anymore. People are talking about possibly bringing him here. Well, he's probably better than Conley, but I don't know. He's kind of a big personality and stuff. I just don't know. It's a shame. It really is. He is playing his final season. It's his farewell tour, but the farewell will not be in Clipperland. And if that's the only option, then I guess there is no farewell tour. I'm not sure we really care about that at the moment. He should, where he should go? Charlotte Hornets. Isn't that where, that would be kind of cool. Or the New Orleans Pelicans, I suppose, because he played for the New Orleans Hornets. I don't know, but it's not going to happen. He wants to stay in the LA area. Will the Lakers call? Who knows? Probably not. That's what he kind of always wanted to play for back in the day, and then it ended up being the Clippers. Remember that? And this was a second stint, and I basically was like, oh, he's on the Clippers. That's right. He did sign there in July. It just kind of slipped past me. You know how things just go over your head sometimes. Anyhow, okay, now I'm kind of in a weird, funky mood, I suppose. Positive, though, not too negative, because, yesterday I was busy. Normally, Timberwolves Explosion is a Friday afternoon, Friday morning. Afternoon wouldn't be bad, by the way. I wouldn't mind having a completely different schedule, but we'll talk about that some other day and cross that bridge when we get there. But, I was busy with personal things, getting the car finally getting insurance on the new used car, basically. Officially officially getting insurance on there and then finally being able to transfer the title. I'll give you the short story here. Basically, yeah, I'll say it. It's just, it's embarrassing. It sucks. And I absolutely swear, hand on the Bible, hand in the air, raising my right hand and the other hand on the Bible, that type of thing. Solemnly swear I was not drunk. I didn't have a drop of alcohol in me. Okay? I was driving home from work on Monday, the 24th of November, in my Honda Accord, 2012, right? And I was extremely tired because I had hurt my ribs somehow reaching for something for my chair the night before, Sunday night, reaching for something. I don't know why I didn't just stand up, because I just, how people do stupid things sometimes? Yeah. Well, then I kind of like dug my ribs into the handle of the chair, and it hurt like a blankety blank. It hurt a lot, basically. And I couldn't sleep basically at all until I finally just said, bleep it, I can't lay down in this bed. I got to go lay down in the lazy boy type of thing, where you kind of sit up a little bit. And I finally did fall asleep for 2 hours before I went to do lawns, which was wonderful. And that was really easy too. And then had a full day of work after that. Naturally, going home, I was tired as a son of a gun. I was really tired. And when I was about, once I'd gotten off the freeway, my head started tilting downward, where you start like, oh, crap. Okay, hey, wait, watch out. Don't be dozing off here while driving. This is insane. And then I'd gotten about 3 blocks from home. 3 blocks from home, right? The same familiar street I drive down often. I don't have to use this particular street, but not the main street I live on, but kind of leads right up to it. Just 3 blocks away from home. Going down, it's kind of going downward, decline. My head goes down. I start to, and I'm like, okay, stop. Okay, like I could hear this still small voice telling me, pull over somewhere and take a 5 to 10 minute nap. But it's like I'm 3 blocks from home. I'll be okay. I keep going. And then all of a sudden I realized I dozed off for about 1 to 2 seconds. My car's going over a curb and goes, I start to panic. I believe I accidentally pushed the gas instead of the brake, and the car went into an electric pole. And to this day, my chest feels like crap because it got bruised up pretty bad. And the car was totaled. So there's your story. To the rescue almost immediately, my nephews, particularly Max, had a car that he didn't want to keep anymore. He wants to get some cash for it to get something bigger. Sells it to me basically. Sells it to me the next day and a half or so. And and naturally we're going into Thanksgiving week, so people like insurance aren't really answering their phones unless an emergency type of thing. So that was kind of a pain in the butt, and then so on and so forth. So I finally got all that wrapped up yesterday. I could have possibly got it done earlier, but I was hoping to hear from the agent, and the agent never got back to me, and da-da-da-da-da. So I couldn't get the car all set up until yesterday, partially because I just didn't get it done. So that's why I'm recording on Saturday. Thankfully, I have today off to record the show. The next couple of Saturdays, I probably won't, which sucks, but welcome to Earth, I guess. So there's the short story, maybe longer than you need to know, but that's kind of why. And so I appreciate any of your moral support, you could say. It hurt like hell. It hurt. It's like a direct impact type of thing. Nothing was broken. I did not go to the hospital, but it was one of the scariest freaking things of all time. It's like a World War II type of incident, almost. It's a PTSD type of thing. Like just milliseconds. Everything's fine. Next thing you know, it's like crashing a plane almost. I mean, it was that scary. So we're going to get off of that and talk about the Wolves now. Sorry that I went on and on about that, but figured I'd give you the gist as to what's going on. I didn't even want to get into it, but I did, I guess. So, yeah, I just figured. Celtics game. Timberwolves play the Boston Celtics. Of course, there's no Jason Tatum. This is November 29th. Black Saturday, I guess you could say. I'm already driving the newer car, not the Honda Accord anymore. It's very sad, because I really did like that car. It's not like this masterpiece of a car or anything, but it's like your friend. I had it for 11 years, over 11 years. So it's really sad to see it end and so tragically like that. And boy, was it damaged. But not 1 ounce of glass was broken. But I don't know. Let's just keep going. I'm sorry. Derek White shot 2 of 8 from downtown. Brown was 5 of 11. He had 41 points to Jaylen Brown. Fantastic player. He's the remaining star on the team. Josh Minot got in there for 16 minutes, only 5 points. Hauser somehow, nice little six-man there for the Celtics with 14. Garza got in there for only 5 minutes and hit a 3-point shot. Yay. Okay, so that's the former Timberwolves thing. Anthony Simons only like 18 minutes and 5 points. I'm not sure. I thought he had a slightly bigger role with the Celtics, especially now when you have guys like Queta and all them. But Queta did have 19 points, so who am I to talk bad about him? But then Queta plays a totally different position, so what the heck am I talking about? Let's move on. Wolves, though, it was kind of a dynamic back-and-forth game, but Anthony Edwards was amazing. 50% of his shots went in. 5 of 11 from downtown, 12 of 24 overall, 39 points. Gobert, 5 of 6. We appreciate it. And he was 2 of 3 from the line because he's always going to miss a free throw because he sucks at free throws. Shannon Jr., another solid game with 10 points, though it did take 7 shots to get there. Could be worse. Naz Reid, well, could be worse. Naz Reid. It took 9 shots to get to 10 points in 28 minutes. Not the prettiest game of all time. McDaniels only 8 points. Not his best game, but he was at plus 24. So a lot of the intangibles, though. It's like it's not his best game on the offensive side, but he did kind of everything else. 4 rebounds isn't going to win you any awards, but moving the ball around, playing spectacular defense, though he did foul out at the end. So that was a bummer. Randall's points have definitely gone down a bit, unfortunately. 16 points in this one. And that's kind of been a trend, though he did get 9 rebounds and 6 assists, which really helped. Anthony Edwards has been playing a lead guard role off and on, which is kind of like a Jordan Pippen type of thing, or like a LeBron thing or a Kobe thing or whatever, where you just have a Derek Harper or something with him. You know, where Derek Harper used to be a spectacular player with Cleveland many years earlier, but of course, like injuries throughout his career limited his production as he got older, and he just didn't have the dynamic abilities that he had with Cleveland Cavaliers before the major injuries, him being Ron Harper many, many years ago. And then guys like Michael and Scotty were kind of the lead guards, and that's kind of been the case with the Wolves this year, with Anthony Edwards and Randall kind of, in a lot of ways, moving things around. But of course, Donte DiVincenzo had 8 assists in the game. His turnover ratio has been better, 8 assists, 1 turnover, that's pretty good. Donte DiVincenzo, that is. 15 points and 9 shots. That's great. 4 of 7 from downtown, hitting those catch-and-shoot corner threes and such. 57% in this particular game, so really appreciate Donte DiVincenzo's average. He's been a lot better. At the start of the season, it was like, dude, come on. Are you ever going to be like worth like much? I don't know. I don't want to get too harsh and too hard on him, but I don't know. He's been pretty damn good this year overall. 14 points a game. Almost 40% from downtown. His overall field goal percentage is okay, like 42.4. The turnovers at the start of the season were awful, but he's at 1.4 a game at this point, which isn't bad when you're averaging, starter minutes, 31 minutes, 33 seconds. That's not bad. Definitely taking care of the ball a lot better. And, of course, utilizing his strengths versus his weaknesses, like trying to put a square peg through a round hole, which in a lot of cases supervisors and coordinators at workplaces want to do that way too much, where you try to force people to do things that they're not good at. Just stop that. Seriously. Like, why? You know what I mean? Don't you ever wonder why people do that? Like, they're not good at this. Well, they have to do it. Why don't you just cut that bleep out and utilize people's strengths? That's better leadership, don't you think? So my approach is a little different in my new role. There I go, talking too much. But just saying, that's kind of how I look at the world at times. Square peg to round hole is dumb. Just put the square peg through the square hole and the round peg through the round hole. Is it that complicated? Is it? Is it really? Is it that complicated? Blimey. Okay, sorry, blimey. I don't know. You don't say that very much over there, do you? Anymore over there in Australia? I don't think you use blimey that much. That sounds old-fashioned. Lemon and tomato juice for you over in Aussie. I'm not sure if you guys like it or not. I don't think Vince does. Did he say his wife loves it, though? Did you say your wife likes lemon and tomato juice? Yes, I'm doing lemon and tomato juice on a Saturday afternoon because I'm doing Timberwolves Explosion. It's a tradition now, guys. And don't be forgetting this, celery salt. Don't you be forgetting that. That might actually make it taste a lot better, just in case you think tomato is icky or whatever. Well, it's pretty good for you, too, supposedly, but I suppose with the salt intake, maybe That's just me being whatever I am. But it was a solid win for the Timberwolves. I mean, he took care of business against a team with some talent, but not at full strength. And you took advantage of it, and you won by 4 points. But you won, okay? You won. Celtics actually have been getting better, too. They're 14-9 at this moment, so they're not a bad team either. I'm actually impressed when you consider, like, Indiana is literally dead after that devastating injury to Halliburton in the NBA Finals last year, which, like, ruined the whole damn series. Because, I mean, who wants the Thunder to win? I'm not. I mean, I didn't. Like, yay. Okay, you got a title. Now, can you just go? Oh, great. They're 22-1. Yeah, but can you still just go away, please? Just go away. Go. 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 Oh, God, I hate it. Ugh. Oh, it's another foul. Who's at the line? That's right. Yeah, but he's going to make them both. Of course he is, because he's just the greatest player in the history of the planet. I know he is. Okay, so, yeah, anyhow, Timberwolves beat the Spurs 125-112. The Wolves sweep the back-to-back on the weekend. Isn't that nice? So, yes, they're home games, but sweeping a back-to-back is easier said than done. And the Spurs have been improving, even with a certain guy being out. What the heck? Come on, whatever your name is. Your name is called Wemby. Inactive injury illness. Yep. Stephen Castle, inactive injury illness. So, important players. Jordan McLaughlin, inactive injury illness. Yes, Jordan McLaughlin is out. But this guy named Darren Fox is still pretty good. He made 33. Well, he made, what am I talking about? He made 2/3 of his shots, 66.7, 10 of 15. That's pretty good. Half of his threes, yay. 2 of 4. That's not that exciting, I guess. The Spurs, though, yeah, they just kind of felt limited, even though they still had talented guys all over the place. Vassell, Mr. 3-and-D, 22 points. Fox with 25, only 4 assists, kind of like, but and 3 turnovers. Fox was a little bit of a mess, unfortunately for him. Cornet the Hornet, no, he's not on the Hornets, but he could be. Yeah, he had 6 points. He started at center instead of Wemby. So, well, I mean, again, nobody felt sorry for us, did they? Sockin, he only got 12 minutes. He'd been a pain in the ass for us in the past. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Biyombo, wow, he's still playing, huh? And he played 1 minute and 40 seconds of garbage time. Kelly Olynyk, popular by some people. It's all right. I know Flip liked him, God rest his soul. 5 rebounds and 7 points in 13.5 minutes. Johnson, though, off the bench, awesome game anyway. 8 of 13 for 22, 8 rebounds, a couple steals as well. Keldon Johnson, I keep thinking Keon Johnson, but that's the past. Yeah, it's Keldon Johnson. Pretty solid game and good for him, generally speaking. Off the bench, Harper also that'd be Dylan Harper for the Spurs. He had 17 points off the bench. It was nice, though. It was a nice game where you just felt good. Like, the Wolves are really kind of taking it to them. It's just fun. Randall with 22 points, 12 assists, moving the ball around. Randall's fun to watch when he's at his best. In this game, he was at his best. He was a plus 30, by the way. It's freaking awesome. DiVincenzo, another 18-point performance, 4 of 9 from three-point land, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. I mean, isn't that cool? Anthony Edwards was a mess, 6 assists, 7 turnovers. A mess in that sense. So that's the annoying part. Like, doggone it, he had more turnovers than assists. That's kind of crazy. Even Randall, 12-1 assist to turnover ratio. That's freaking awesome. But Randall, Edwards, again, his scoring has been spectacular, but his overall ball movement hasn't been all that spectacular. He's kind of adjusting to a new role, kind of being a lead guard, even though he's a shooting guard still. Kind of like a co-lead guard. It's just these 3 guys, DiVincenzo, Anthony Edwards, and Randall, kind of sharing the load a bit with moving the ball. As traditional point guards aren't really available like they used to be because, well, at least this one isn't. Mike Conley's 39, and we just seem allergic to playing Rob Dillingham, which is annoying. Though he did have no assist and a single turnover in about 8 minutes. But I think we could utilize Rob Dillingham's strengths more than we have been. Otherwise, taking him 8th overall, just to be maybe a spark plug here and there, doesn't sound like a real good draft pick. So Connolly has been pretty good in the drafts historically, be it the first or the second round. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going to go on here. Something's not adding up with Rob Dillingham right now, and it's annoying. The lack of minutes for Clark have been frustrating, though he did have 10.5 minutes, and he had 8 points in those 10.5 minutes. Incredible. efficiency for him. Really appreciate what he was able to accomplish, generally speaking. 4 assists off the bench with no turnovers for Conley, by the way. So, props to him. Solid game when he was out there. Good for him. 15 off the bench for Naz Reid. And it felt good to see the Wolves, get another win. So that was fun. Just a fun win, generally speaking, and to end the month of November, hopping right into December, much to our chagrin, meaning going back to work after the Thanksgiving weekend. Just don't feel like it. I don't want to go back to work. I'm sick of work already. Took 5 seconds to be sick of it, especially when, people are annoying as heck. And people are annoying as heck in this planet. This game was annoying too. I don't know why the Wolves played with their food as much as they did. This team was 3-20 at the moment, and you're going to overtime. It's like fun. It was kind of a barn burner, but where's the frickin' defense? 149 to 142. What kind of game is this? Anthony Edwards, 44 points, spectacular offensively, but again, where's the defense? Like, what's going on? And Rob Dillingham only gets 7 lousy minutes in the game, 2 assists, missing both shots as well. Conley, 13.5 basically. Clark, 15.5. 6 points for him. Naz Reid off the bench, 18 points. That's great. Rudy Gobert with an overall, huge performance for him. He was 9 of 10 from the floor. Even 8 of 10 at the free throw line. That's 80%, of course. Easy math there. Really strong game by Rudy Gobert. 26 points and 13 rebounds. Did add a block. But the defense in this game just felt pretty crappy. Julius Randle was missing a decent amount. He was only 6 of 14. He wasn't all that great. Anthony Edwards shot 30 shots to get to 44. It's a good game, not great. It's mostly like shot attempts and minutes and extended game is to why Edwards got to 44. It's a big number. It's beautiful. It's juicy. You know what, though? He did make more than half of his shots, so I should just be quiet. 46% from 3 is considered extremely good, generally speaking, and 53% on the floor is awesome. So he played great, to be fair. It's just something about this game was just like, something about this game just wasn't adding up to a point. Like the turnovers, only 9 in the game, so it's like, what gives? Why is the defense so freaking bad? So sometimes the Wolves' defense is great. Next thing you know, it's not. Murphy the third with 33 points, 15 rebounds. He was just insane over on the other side of the ball. And again, see, like you're losing to a team, a Pelicans team that does not have DeJounte Murray. What did he have, an Achilles or an ACL, I think? Poole's out. He's a decent player. DeAndre Jordan's about 90 years old. Zion Williamson's out for the 500th time, kind of like some people that call in, 4 times a week or something. Because, yes, there are people that call in 4 times a week. Because, they just do. And they're allowed to, I guess. Zion Williamson, inactive. Yep, because of that. That's kind of where Zion Williamson's career has been. Injured, inactive. It is what it is. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Tears for Fears, just kidding. Sadiq Bey at 22 points, starting. 22 points. He's been a nice player historically. He used to be on the Pistons, right? So good for him. I don't know. The Wolves' defense was just not up to par. The Pelicans shot 55% from the floor, 57% overall. So it was kind of a back and forth type of thing. Like they played like the game of their life out there, and thankfully the Wolves still survived it. If you like offense, it's a fun game. Wolves shot 50% and then 40% from three-point range. Pelicans actually were arguably more efficient and everything, but the Wolves eventually got the job done when it mattered most. Like their overall just general efficiency was higher, except for 3 more turnovers when it comes to the Pelicans. But a weird back and forth battle. I felt like, are we gonna lose to these guys? I could figure, Smoothie King Center going on the road into Smoothie King Center. Oh, and by the way, speaking of smooth and being in the South, lemon and the tomato juice. That's right. Lemon and the tomato juice. Yep. Yes, this is New Orleans. This is where it all started, by the way. My whole thought process of put the lemon, and almost talked in a southern accent accidentally. I'm not going to do a whatever that coach's name is, Kelly or whatever for LSU. Yeah, I'm not going to be like him, or I'm going to pretend to be from the South. My whole reasoning for having the lemon and tomato juice was the whole, we're going to New Orleans. Put the lemon in the tomato juice. So that's where it all started. So you can thank the Pelicans for that if you hate it so much. Maybe you love it and you think it's fun. So thank the Pelicans. or just having New Orleans in the NBA. It's kind of fun. And unfortunately, fortunately the Wolves did win, but it was kind of weird. Like only 9 turnovers. It was mostly just the Pelicans couldn't miss in a lot of ways, but it's kind of the defense could have been better too. I think it's just a little bit, because it could have been better. The Wolves then played New Orleans again in the same place, Smoothie King Center, lemon and the tomato juice, a double dose. Double dose of Southern hospitality here, and the Wolves got good Southern hospitality because they got the job done. They won their 14th game of the year, I do believe, right? 125 to 116, another game that was single digits against the Pelicans, who lost their 20th officially at the time. And the Wolves won their 14th, 14-8. I don't even look at our overall standing. Like, I do believe we're out of the play-in, correct? But forget about the NBA Cup. I don't know if we're ever going to win that. Probably not, because we're just not, because we just don't win NBA Cups here in Minnesota. We don't win cups of any kind, especially in the hockey department. What, cups? Yeah, sure. Sure, we're going to win cups. Detroit still remains number 1 in the East. They've lost a couple games, unfortunately, lately. 18-5, New York, who I thought was going to be their opponent, possibly. Did I think it was Cleveland? Well, they're 8th. Cleveland's 8th. They've been disappointing. What the heck? It's kind of weird. New York's number 2 at 15-7. Toronto, the big surprise of the year, in my opinion, 15-9. Boston hanging in there nice, though, at 5th. Tied with Orlando at 4th, 5th, whatever. Miami, yeah, they're always around, 14-9. Philadelphia 7th. That's nice, I guess. 13-9. Cleveland's 14-10 at 8th. Atlanta always hanging around that play-in. 13-11 at Milwaukee at 10-14 at the 10th seed at the moment. Indiana's 5-18. 5-18. Ouch. It's been a rough ride for the Indiana Pacers since the injury. The Wolves would be the 6th seed right now. Phoenix is 7th. A game and a half behind the Wolves. Again, that stupid loss to Phoenix was it like a week and a half ago? Or was it 2 weeks ago, I guess, already? Come on, guys. What are you doing? Stop leaping around. That was a really frustrating game. I mean, it was stupid. Like, what are you losing to? Like, it's not that the Suns suck so bad. It's that you had them beat. Like, come on. Finish them off, will you? Please? Suns are... Okay, so Oklahoma City's number 1, 12-1. Bleep you. Houston, 15-5, number 2. Los Angeles Lakers, Vince Germano, Stu Benson, Kalen Woods. If I'm forgetting anyone. Of course, Train. Yes, gotta love Train. He's the greatest. V-Train. 16-6. I love that guy also. Hear from him off and on, but he's a great guy. I believe he said he's been listening ever since, so going way back to 2012. 16-6. Lakers looking good there. Denver, 16-6, tied with the Lakers. Winning percentage in the 700s. Timberwolves, 636. That's okay. Yeah, it's not bad. 14-8, but 6th seed. So at least out of the play-in, we'd be a legitimate playoff contender. And I think the Wolves absolutely could and should be a legitimate playoff contender. Whether it's beating on crappy teams and then not beating frickin' Denver and stuff, which is annoying. But we beat San Antonio, so okay. Say if it counts or not, that's up to you, because of no Wemby, of course, or why is my brain stopping? Stephen Castle, gosh, I like that guy. I wish he could come here. No, I mean, hopefully the Spurs are willing to trade one of those 2 guys away, Fox or Castle, and if the Wolves can be the beneficiary of that trade, despite how much we might have to give up, it'd be wonderful. I mean, there you go. And then you can include Rob Dillingham in the trade. Heck, Rob Dillingham was the Spurs pick, wasn't he? And that's where the Wolves made that trade. So maybe Dillingham could go back to the Spurs in that deal and watch Dillingham become a Hall of Fame player. Just watch, because that's Minnesota sports. All right, enough of that. Phoenix is 13-10 and 7th seed. Golden State is 11-12 in the 8th seed. So you can have a losing record and still be in the 8th seed. It happens. It does. Memphis is still kind of hanging on by the skin of their teeth, 10-13. Was that last year? Yeah, where they kind of jumped back up and were looking real good. But whatever it is, whatever it was, they are 10-13. Portland Trailblazers still kind of hanging on to the play-in, and it's a weird situation with Chauncey Billups and that whole, alleged gambling ring nonsense. 9-14. Stop shaving points, guys. Yeah, and also speaking of, the game flashing on the screen right now is the Wolves and Celtics way back. Now that's been a minute here. And I remember tweeting it out. Why do the Boston Celtics look like the New Orleans Saints or Notre Dame or something? Like, what's this gold? What's this? What are these white jerseys with the gold numbers and stuff? What are we doing? Like, does that make sense? Does it though? Is it because it's a pot of gold or something or what? Like, I don't understand the concept here. It's the Boston Celtics. Why can't the Celtics? It's been about 10 years now, I think, that they've gotten weird with their uniforms. That's one of the teams to just leave them alone. The Celtics, the Lakers should just leave their uniforms alone. Seriously. Like, the Lakers should look like the Showtime Laker look. They should just keep that, starting from like the 70s up to like pretty much, when Shaq got there, around there, the late 90s. And then they started getting cute, I guess, with everything once they moved into Staples Center in 2000 and started winning titles again. Just keep that look. That's all. Celtics, yeah, just, keep the look they've had from pretty much, at least Bird or probably way back into Havlicek and such. Just leave it alone. I don't get it. Certain teams just don't need to change their uniforms. And other ones, that came later, came from the ABA, like the San Antonio Spurs. Again, the 80s, 90s look where there's more colors. Just keep, go back to that and keep it. Houston Rockets, the classic, red and yellow look. Go back to that and keep it. When teams get cute with their uniforms, sometimes it's okay. Like Phoenix with the Valley stuff, freaking awesome. Because it looks old-fashioned, doesn't it? Doesn't it look kind of more like 80s, 90s to you? So that's great. The Phoenix Suns pulled that off. Cleveland with the land, it's okay. It's looking retro. It's a retro modern, whatever the heck you call it. And the Wolves obviously with their retros with the black trees. It should be the blue trees instead, like the blue uniforms with the tree trim instead. Yes, but they have that classic, Garnett era Target Center way back when I was a season ticket holder. That logo and that parquet floor. Yeah, it's a. I don't worship Garnett like some of you. I don't worship him. Obviously, best player in franchise history still to this day. But I don't worship him like he's not a basketball god. But yes, it was the best era in Wolves history. Yes, and obviously in the early era of the Garnett era was really exciting because you don't know how great the future could be. Anyhow, let's get off of this. I'm going on these ups and downs and these rants and raves. I'm sorry. But that's kind of what we do here on Timberwolves Explosion. Julius Randle against the Pelicans in the second battle here. 28 points for him to lead the way. Anthony Edwards had a weird game. Weird. He only attempted 6 shots in 31 minutes. He attempted 6 shots in 31 minutes. And he made all of his free throws, 2 of 3 from downtown. 8 turnovers, though. Got into a bit of foul trouble, and that didn't help his cause. And 3 of 6, it's just, I don't know. I just don't understand. I'm baffled a little bit, really baffled. And yes, Anthony Edwards has been getting technicals again. Like he almost got 2 versus the Spurs and da. So we're back to that nonsense conversation again. It's kind of annoying. I don't know. 3 of 6 though. That's really weird. And of course, again, the limited minutes and the 8 turnovers. I don't know, 8 turnovers. Twice as many turnovers as shot attempts. 7 assists for Jaden McDaniels. He actually led the team in assists, again, moving the ball around, swinging it around, which is greatly appreciated. 4 of 8 from Donte DiVincenzo from downtown and 5 of 10 overall. Another extremely efficient performance by Donte DiVincenzo, and he deserves a lot of credit. Julius Randle, 50% from the floor. Yep, again, a very strong performance for him. But though he did have the 4 turnovers, that's not great. Kind of a sloppy performance. Yeah, very sloppy with 19 turnovers. The previous game, the Wolves only had 9 turnovers. I'm pulling my glasses off and scratching my eye right now. Yeah. Previous game, went to overtime, and it was a barn burner. Everybody was making everything on both sides of the ball. On both sides, excuse me. And it was like 19 turnovers for the whole game? No. 23 turnovers for the whole... No, 21 when you combine the two teams. 21 for both teams total. Timberwolves had 19 in this one. It was just a mess. And Anthony Edwards was just kind of all over the place. Not his night. Again, 50% from the floor. I mean, far be it from me to get mad that he shot the ball only 6 times at the, but it's funny because it's not like he was shooting poorly. That's the funny part. Whereas Conley, 1 of 7. Oh, that's not going to help anybody. 1 of 7. Missed all 5 of his 3-point attempts. Clark, 12 points off the bench. It took 9 shots to get there, which is kind of weird. That's not like Clark to kind of struggle, but it's funny, though. He wound up with 12 points. That's kind of funny. He scored more points than Anthony Edwards in the game. It's kind of funny. It is. Oh, it is, my lord. 15 points for Gobert, 12 rebounds. But again, a sloppy, weird game that leaves you kind of well, at least they won. Well, stop complaining. At least they won. Yeah, they won. So it's concerning a little bit. Yes, defense on one side and lousy, just ball control on the other side in the next game. But at least they won both games. That's the good part. Imagine if the Timberwolves ended up going home losers in both of these. Fans would be in an uproar and calling for Finch's head. Believe me. A lot of fans already have been, by the way. I'm not a Finch hater, but at the same time, I don't worship Finch either. Just like I never, ever, ever worshiped Flip Saunders. I really respected Flip Saunders for a very long time. But once it got to be, and I've said this several times on this show, I don't think I've said it during this season yet, to possible new listeners or whatever, whether you date back to the Flip era, like the real Flip era or not, like the original Flip and Garnett era or not. Once it gets to a point that you have not advanced out of the first round for 6 bleeping playoff series, it's time, buddy. I love you, Flip. But yeah, that was when I had kind of semi-turned on Flip Saunders. It's yes, I still respect him as a coach and want him to succeed, and he's the coolest guy in the world, and he's the nicest guy in the world. By all accounts, he was. God rest his soul. By all accounts, he was the nicest guy on the planet. At the same time, he was a pretty good coach. But pretty good, there's pretty good and then there's great. I don't know. I don't know if the Wolves have ever had a great coach. And I remember when Paul Allen said, I think he's a great coach. PA, God bless you. Paul Allen, KFAN, Duckies and Bunnies. Formerly PA and Dubé. Definitely miss Jeff Dubé being on the air. Off the mic stuff didn't help him. And God bless him. He's an awesome, awesome radio personality when given the opportunity. But to 6 playoff series and you can't advance out of the first round is bullshit. I said that, yes. Seriously, you can't overachieve once. You can't overcome, oh my God, we've been playing dynasties every year. Bleep that. And the Mavericks were on fire that one year. That was when the Wolves got swept by the Mavericks in the first round. That was Black Monday, whatever. It's the next day after that. Maybe we lost on a Sunday afternoon or something. Flip Saunders and Kevin McHale fired as coach and president of basketball operations by owner Joey Awajan. A search for the new president of basketball and head coach have begun immediately. That's what would have happened, and I am dead bleeping. I would have done it, and I would have had all the respect in the world for Flip Saunders, but that would have been it. So that's kind of how I look at things. Finch, well, we've gotten to the Western Conference Finals twice. His playoff regimen is better. Sorry, it's better. Flip got there twice over many, many years. Once with the Spurs, Pistons, once with the Wolves, never did get to the finals. We'll see what happens with Finch. But Finch actually, Finch has a little bit more going his way. And you could be, the Wolves have way more talent than we did back then. Well, I don't know. You can talk about circumstances and all that all you want. But I don't know. I'm sorry. Eventually, you have to overcome. And again, that's also another reason why Kevin McHale would have been fired, too. Oh, yeah, it's a package deal. They would have both been fired the same day within a half hour of each other, kind of like Mike Zimmer and Rick Spielman. after the 21 season for the Minnesota Vikings. They were fired on the same day within the same hour. And that's what would have happened that's what should have happened way back in 2001, I think it was, when the Wolves got swept by the Mavericks. That's what should have happened, but that's not what happened, unfortunately. It was extremely frustrating. With all that said, though, the Wolves won. Yay, the Wolves won all 4 games. They weren't all pretty at all. Calling for, it was kind of this whole calling for Finch thing that got me going into that random tangent there. Hope you didn't mind it too much. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But that's kind of the case. Definitely a little bit extra here in the first segment. I mean, it is 4 games. This is pretty much the feature presentation here. It's 4 games. We only got 2 games coming up. And then fan interaction is probably going to be small again because I don't think I said too much. But we'll see. We'll see if people responded. Gotta love Vince, Tanae, Levi. And Benzo from the Bronx. I mean, I love you guys so much. Maybe if someone else got in there as well. So with that said, we're going to take a quick break. Oh, wait. First, the Lone Wolf Award winner for this episode is going to be Anthony Edwards with a honorable mention for Donte DiVincenzo. I almost want to just give it to him. You know what? To be fair, for his efficiency and for all the crap I've given him, Donte DiVincenzo is the Lone Wolf Award winner for this episode because of his consistency, not only the efficiency, but consistent efficiency. Donte DiVincenzo is the Lone Wolf Award winner. This last game cost Anthony Edwards, even though he's been downright spectacular, generally speaking. But the turnovers kind of cost him. Donte DiVincenzo for his ball control, improvements. And obviously, that can be the coach as well, actually, setting Donte DiVincenzo up for success versus failure. That counts for something in this world. Doggone it, setting somebody up for success. That counts for something. It does. So that's where we go. The Johnny Flynn Memorial Popcorn Maker, whatever the heck you want to say. I don't know. Okay, sorry for the word salad. I guess it's Dillingham. I don't want to give it to him. I just don't. He did have 3 assists in the game versus the Pelicans, and he didn't have a turnover. So 3-0. 3-0 in 8 minutes. There you go, Dillingham. So he played well, in those 8 minutes. It wasn't garbage time because how could you have garbage time in this game? It's too close. It was too close for there to be garbage time. I just don't know. I mean, Conley, again, he's ancient history. He was very efficient with the ball at times. So I guess it's Dillingham. I mean, I guess for not showing us a little bit more going forward. I don't think any of the starters deserve any type of Flynn Memorial. I don't. I think the starters all played pretty well this week, generally speaking, this past week. So we'll go with that. Gentle Rob Dillingham, Johnny Flynn Memorial. Please don't be Johnny Flynn, Rob. Please. But he's probably already played more games than Johnny Flynn. Well, maybe not. That first year, Flynn did play quite a few. With that said, we'll take us a quick break, come back and preview the 2 games and go from there. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, segment number 2 or numero 2 or whatever the hell you want to call it. Wolves and Clippers tonight. 6-17 are the Clippers. Phoenix Suns are 13-10, both in Target Center. Saturday the 6th and Monday the 8th. Yeah, I don't want to think about work. I just don't. And then 3 days off, so that's why there's only 2 games. Then it's Warriors, Sacramento, Memphis. So it looks like it's going to generally be 3 or 4 games. That's kind of how it usually is during the weeks up and coming. The Clippers, well, yeah, they let go of Chris Paul. That was the conversation. He is officially on his farewell tour. James Harden, despite also getting closer to the ancient tier in terms of aged players, 26.5 points a game, still way up there, up on the moon. Let's look at Anthony Edwards for 10 seconds for that. Yep, 28.8. It's been wonderful. 41, almost 42% from three-point range and just under 50 from overall shooting percentage. So just wanted to look at that quick. Harden, yep, assists are still way up at 8.4. And again, it's like, do you want Anthony Edwards to kind of play kind of a Harden role where it's like he's a shooting guard playing point guardish? But, and Harden is averaging 4 turnovers a game. So it's basically a 2-to-1 ratio, essentially. Slightly above a 2-to-1 ratio, assist to turnover type of deal. Kawhi Leonard's played 13 games out of 23, which appears to be the number. Chris Dunn's played all 23 games at almost 26 minutes a game. 7 points, just under 3 assists. No, 8 points, just under 3 assists, basically 8 points. 50% from the floor, 36%, sorry for the word salad, from downtown. Yeah, I'm sorry. But that's kind of been the case there. Nicholas Batum, who used to be a really expensive player, 19 minutes and 4.5 points. Ugh. Brook Lopez also, again, it seems like yesterday he was just coming into the league. 14.5 points, 6.3. I still remember being out there and thinking of Brook Lopez as a strong possibility to come into the Wolves. And here, remember that? Gosh, it's been a long time. Bradley Beal's on the Clippers, six games so far. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird team. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's a very weird team. Outside of, and then Leonard is averaging almost 26 points a game, but he's missed about half of the games already, and it's too bad. I mean, Kawhi Leonard, what a career Kawhi Leonard could have had if not for, injury after injury after injury after injury, and basically sitting out a whole year with the Spurs before being traded away and winning a championship, his second of his career with the Raptors. Obviously, his first was with the Spurs in 2014. When that Spurs team, it was just time. It was time for them to beat everybody that year, and they did. And then not long after that, that was it. Kawhi Leonard, when healthy, is still an amazing player. It's just a shame to see this happening. The Clippers sucking this bad. It really is. But that's how it goes. It's a shame. Chris Paul got into 16 games and averaged 3 points and 2 assists. I don't know. I mean, am I excited about bringing Chris Paul to the Timberwolves? Let's see. How can we get older at the point guard position? Well, that's how you can do it. So my response to Joey, would you like Chris Paul on the Minnesota Timberwolves if you could sign him today? My resounding answer is no. I said that very, very weak. My resounding answer to Chris Paul coming to the Timberwolves is no. Not because I wouldn't like to see Chris Paul in the Timberwolves. Yeah, 5 years ago, sure, 5 years ago, that'd be freaking awesome. He'd be getting older, but still super good. 3 years ago, he'd be old. He'd be even older, but still pretty good. Still would be helpful to the franchise. It's over. It's over. It's done. If he wants to be, wants to kind of float around the Clippers until the season's over, so be it, Jedi. And that's about all we got to say about that. The Timberwolves absolutely should beat the Clippers. Will they? Yes. Timberwolves will beat the Clippers in Target Center on December 6th. Heck, the game might be over by the time I'm done babbling here. They have an interesting look as well, kind of an orange with a streaking LA look. It's okay. It's cool. I mean, I guess it's kind of like being out on the. Were they originally Buffalo? Because I know there was a Buffalo team. Maybe were they? Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna type this in. Let's do this. Buffalo NBA. Buffalo Braves. What? 1978? Yeah? I mean, did they move to did they become the Clippers? Yeah, they did. Okay. Yep. San Diego Clippers and then Los Angeles. Okay. Buffalo Braves, 1970 to 78. Okay, because there's Buffalo on the floor. So maybe it's like a Clipper look it's the Clippers, it's LA with Buffalo, with the Buffalo look. Yeah, because they were orange and black. That's very interesting. Let's look at some images quick. Yeah, that's what I thought. They were like a sky bluish color, not orange. But then they had the orange look too. Because I do remember the sky blue look. I do remember seeing that. So that's where the Clippers wound up. So I think they started with the orange look and they went to the blue. I think. I'm not sure. It's okay. It's kind of cool. It looks more like yeah, that's a feather. That's supposed to be a feather. It almost looks like when there's like that torch look, like a oil company or something, like the Edmonton Oilers or something, but it's like sideways, so you can, if you look closer, yeah, it's like a feather, like Braves, like, yeah, Native Americans. Yes, the Buffalo Native Americans. So that's kind of cool. It's cool. Yeah, they were the Buffalo Braves, San Diego Clippers in the era of Mr. Yeah, that guy. And then that would be Bill Walton. And then eventually the Los Angeles Clippers and all that. Yes, but San Diego Clippers was cool. It's crazy. I mean, we're talking Buffalo, New York. That's a pretty big change of venue. So, yeah. They did make the playoffs 3 times, too. 74, 75, 76. Interesting stuff. And obviously, Sacramento, that's a team that moved several times as well. They used to be, Rochester Royals, Kansas City Royals, I believe, Kansas City Kings, and Sacramento Kings, and da-da-da-da-da, and almost moved to Seattle. And I don't know, and we're still waiting for the Seattle Supersonics to come back to the NBA as an expansion team. We'll see if that ever does happen. Maybe before Hell freezes over, that'll happen. Maybe before Hell freezes over, I'll finish up this preview. So I apologize that I'm still babbling on like a Joey stuff type of thing. Wolves are 6th in points. Clippers are 26th. Field goal percentage, Wolves are 7th. Clippers are 16th. Clippers are number 1 in the league in free throw percentage. A lot of good that's doing them. But I'm sure a certain other team has a pretty high free throw percentage too. 3-point percentage, Wolves are 4th. Clippers are 18th. Defensively, what the heck is this? Okay, so yeah, on the defensive side of the ball. Rebounds, the Wolves are 19th. Clippers are 26th. Turnovers, the Wolves are 16th. Clippers are 12th. So 16th, yes, in like 0.3 less a game. That's good for us, I guess. Block shots, the Wolves are 11th with 5. Clippers are 19th. Assist to turnover ratio, the Wolves are 14th, and the Clippers are lousy 27th. They don't protect the ball really well. 4-game series. Next game will be all the way up on February 8th. Happy birthday, Jacob. With some more sunlight than now. This is probably minimum sunlight of the year around this time of year. February 26th. So this one is Target Center, and the next one will also be. And then the 2 LA ones on Amazon. At least the third one will be on Amazon. Feb 26th, 9 p.m. Feb 26th, more sunlight there on March 11th. In Los Angeles. Let's keep going. Wolves have won 4 in a row. Clippers have lost 1 in a row, but 1-4 overall in their last 5 games. Injuries: Bogdanovich, injured reserve hip. Derek Jones Jr., injured reserve knee. This is November 22nd, November 17th for both Derek Jones Jr. with the knee and Jordan Miller hamstring. Injured reserve. Wolves, no injuries. You hear that? No injuries. Okay, shut up, Joey. Just go like this. Okay, we'll leave that there. I shouldn't even have said the 2 words. I shouldn't have said it. The Wolves will beat the Clippers. Final score of whatever. I'm just kidding. The games have been high scoring lately. 120. So it'll probably be like 98 to like 90. But it probably will be. Probably. But it'll be a final score of 120 to 110. Wolves win by 10. Yay. Should be much better, but that's all you're getting, unfortunately. Target Center on Peacock. Okay, this is a Peacock game. Get your Peacock app out. And obviously get your subscription, I guess, because that's the only option you got. What? It's the way it is, unfortunately. It's an 11-year contract. I mean, I got the subscription because you're going to have days like this. I don't know, just do it, I guess. Unless you really don't feel like streaming Peacock. I got it. Okay, anyhow, Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, injured reserve, groin, kicked in the balls, or something like that. Somebody should kick him in the balls. I know I'm in trouble for that. But December 1st, we'll see if he stays there. That helps the Wolves' chances. But, the Wolves lost against them when Booker was out, too. Didn't they? No, they didn't. Whatever. Isaiah Livers, November 28th. Hip. Jalen Green, hamstring, November 9th. That's a nagging type of situation. Phoenix Suns are 13-10, right? So that's pretty good. Comparison, the Suns are 19th in points, 17th in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage 9th. Yeah, they're pretty good. Wolves are 4th, by the way, so that's a pretty good matchup when you talk about that. Rebounds, the Suns are 24th. They're also 24th in turnovers, 24th in block shots, and 21st in assist-to-turnover ratio. They're not real good in a lot of statistics. Their best stat is 3 points made at 6th and 3-point percentage at 9th. So basically they make threes, kind of like they did way back in 93 against Jordan. That was the most 3-pointers Jordan ever shot, I think, wasn't it? Was around that time. I was like, oh my God, they made 5 threes in the fourth quarter. Holy mackerel. You know what, though? Again, I'd take those days back any day of the week versus like shooting like 20 threes in a quarter. I'd go back to the old days. Yes, I would. Seriously. The Suns are 2-3 in their last 5. They've not been playing all that spectacular. They lost to Houston pretty good, 117-98 recently. An impressive win over LA though, 125-108. That's definitely a highlight for them. Otherwise, they've been getting beat. Close loss versus the Thunder and getting stomped in by the Denver Nuggets by 18 not too long ago. This is a 3-game series. This is game number 2. Obviously, the Wolves blew it on November 21st in frustrating fashion. This is going to be Monday coming up. And then St. Patrick's Day in Target Center, we're playing the Suns. It'll be a pot of gold in the valley of the... Actually, it'll be Minnesota, but playing against the Suns, laddie. We'll see how that goes out. Will the Wolves wear lime green or will the Suns wear green? Or will both teams wear green on that day? But happy St. Patrick's Day in advance. Aye, laddie. Sorry, I'm crazy, yes, and I don't think they say laddie too much, as much as they might say in Scotland. But by the way, Scotland is great. Back to the Timberwolves. I think they win both of these games. And this one will be on Peacock. Get your Peacock app out, be it on your smart TV or smart device or your laptop or your this top or that top or your Miracle glasses. I have no idea what you use, but if you can watch the Wolves on streaming with the Wi-Fi, if you have Wi-Fi, which I hope you do. I do. I'm not making fun of anybody that doesn't. Just I hope you do, because that's the most inconvenient thing in the world nowadays. The only less convenient thing is, I don't have a car. Or I don't drive or whatever. It'd be just like silence. Like, wait, what? You don't drive? Okay, let's get off of that topic right now. Seriously, let's get off of that one before I say something I'm going to regret. Peacock, yes, get that ready to go, I guess, because it's your only option. Now, I've said that about 50 times. The Wolves will beat the Phoenix Suns. Final score of... The Wolves will beat the Suns, yes. Final score of 190 to 18. I wish. We should thrash them into the ground, and I hope we do. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be a final score of 115 to 100. I think the Wolves do take it to them a bit. The Wolves win by 15. Anthony Edwards with 40. Anthony Edwards with 40 in this game. That'll be my prediction. But the Wolves win both games and get to 16-8. That would be pretty good. That'd be ideal. And if they lose one of these games, shame on you guys. Otherwise, we'll take a quick break, see if there's anything going on in fan interaction. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion, segment number 3, fan interaction. And of course, because of my lack of activity during this past week, with obviously, it was a Thanksgiving week. I was banged up and I don't know. Well, it was after the Thanksgiving week, and I was kind of banged up and got busy with work and and I don't know. There were some fun games too to talk about. I could have been more interactive, and I apologize all over the place. So I feel stupid and sad about that. I really do. So all I can do right now is just acknowledge all of you out there that have been such wonderful, loyal listeners to the show. I appreciate you a million times over. So if I can pull this up. Wait, what? Brazil? There's more listeners in Brazil than the United States? Where'd this come from? Sao Paulo, Minas Gerais. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it. So Brazil. Isn't that where... No, it's not. Okay, so I don't want to say anything stupid, like somebody's from here or whatever, and it's completely wrong. So I apologize about that. Now all of a sudden, Amazon Alexa has been going crazy, and the Brazil population has been listening to the show. Hi, hello, in Brazil. Hola. If it's, yeah, but they speak Portuguese, not Spanish, but it's simple, excuse me. So now all of a sudden Amazon Alexa is the lead listening device versus Apple Podcast, which is coming in second. That's pretty wild. It must be in Brazil, I guess. Hi, Brazil. Thank you. Really, seriously. Hello. I didn't know so many of you were listening to the show versus the U.S. It's very interesting. It means a lot to me, though. And now I just got kicked off Spotify. Oh, for heaven's sake. How can I upload the show if this happens? Why did I just get kicked off Spotify? Okay, it's back. Don't be doing this to me, please. I don't want to be having nightmares like I can't upload the show. I can't deal with it. It is showing this huge total number, but I don't know if it's reflecting. Maybe Spotify is finally waking up and showing the real amount of listeners to the show versus like 5 people listening to the show. Though I still appreciate whoever 5 people are out there that do listen. But no, those of you in Australia, I just love you so much. New Zealand, of course, Danae and Levi, for sure. I'm sure there's others, but those are the main guys coming in out of New Zealand. Vince Romano, obviously, just greatest guy in the world. This is very weird, though. It's like everything's like different now. Why is it's acting like Australia's like way down there in New Zealand? Something weird's going on. I don't know if it's maybe some weird surge that happened, but in the Latino countries, which I appreciate, though, don't get me wrong, Argentina's coming in 4th now. Nothing wrong with it. And I appreciate you guys very much if you really are listening, and this isn't some kind of weird, like, I don't know, like just like something incorrect, just false reading, whatever. Who knows? I mean, the episode numbers certainly aren't reflecting the total downloads that it's showing. It's showing like this number that's much higher, and I'm not sure I believe it. It looks too good to be true because, well, it's not reflecting on the numbers per episode. It's not. So that's where I'm very confused at the moment. So we'll see what happens, if this is even real or if it's just some kind of a, I don't know, confusion going on. But whatever it is, it's greatly appreciated, and whoever listens to the show, I appreciate you more than anything. Like even the last episode, I had hardly anybody. It was like really low. It was the lowest episode in a long time. Just, throwing that out there. Hopefully this one isn't also low. But I just want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart for listening. Again, locally in the U.S., I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving and, happy Black Friday and all of that. Formerly, and Merry Christmas season now. Merry Christmas season. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. To those of you that celebrate those holidays. Any other holiday, let me know. I generally like to say the name of the holiday instead of just say Happy Holidays. It just feels kind of stock and PC, and I'm not big on stock and PC. I'm just not. That's just not me. I'm sorry.